Today, we're going to take a look at the right rucking or backpacking technique, and also the most common causes of pain. I think the most important thing to say in this video is the difference between locking and not locking your knees. You may have never heard of this, but the difference is crucial, especially when you go through hiking. Have you ever had hips joint pain? Well, this may be caused because you are locking your knees, especially when you are carrying a heavy load. You cannot walk with your backpack the way you would do normally. When you walk normally, you tend to lock your knees with every step you take. However, with a backpack, you should aim at not locking your knees. When you don't lock your knees, you may take shorter paces. That's a consequence of it. When you lock your knees, you are transferring the forces to your hip joint, and that's not a good thing to do. Besides, by locking your knees, you may stress them more than necessarily, and that may cause pain in your knees. I strongly recommend you giving this technique a try because it can really change your through hiking. I'm not going to tell you what is a sign of a bad technique. Whenever you're pulling with your neck, with your shoulders, or pulling down from the chest strap with your hands, that's all a sign of bad technique. You actually want to walk straight up, a little bit bent forward. And this is very important in slippery surfaces because it will really help you not falling backwards. If you can't hold that straight up position, again just a little bit bent forward, it's just because either you're not strong enough for the weight you are carrying, or likewise you are carrying too much weight. So the answer is to reduce the weight, not to adopt a bad technique that will very likely incur in pain. You're much better off taking a short break, 3 to 5 minutes, that can take you a long way, than adopting this bad technique that I'm talking about. Also, you may want to train your mind to endure, to take more physical pain instead of adopting a bad rucking technique. When you feel the urge to bend forward so that you put your load on your shoulders, or to pull down from your straps, you just carry on with the right position and you take in the pain, and that's it. When the pain becomes too much, just take a break, but don't adopt the wrong technique. That's not gonna take you further. If you need to take a break, try to find a place where you can rest your backpack without having to take it off. It's gonna make things a lot easier, and perhaps the break is gonna be more productive this way. If you find yourself a place to rest the backpack, I'm sure you will be more prone and inclined to take a break every now and then, and that's gonna make a difference in your day. Usually, the most common pain by far is shoulder pain. We refer to shoulder pain, but we're actually talking about trapezius, which is this muscle here, pain over there. I don't think anyone hardly gets pain in the shoulders. So the most common pains are shoulder pain, neck pain, and low back pain. Shoulder pain is the most common pain. It is usually a beginner's pain. Your body is adapting to the rucking exercise, so chances are you're gonna have shoulder pain. Even if you carry a light load, that's just the nature of the exercise. However, sometimes, even if you've been rucking or backpacking for long, you may still get shoulder pain if you increase the load of your backpack suddenly. Just remember that by leaning forward too much, you're gonna carry the weight of your backpack on your shoulders, your neck, and your low back, and these will cause pain in these places, so you want to avoid doing that. Also, when you lean forward too much, you're gonna put extra stress on your forefoot, and that may lead to injury in that area. So really try to walk straight up, just a little bit lean forward. Another important thing is to learn how to load your backpack correctly to avoid back injury. You're gonna first grab both straps, then you just bend down a little bit, then you're gonna pull gradually. Don't do something sudden, that's really bad for your back. So just pull gently, load the backpack on your thigh, and then help with one of your hands turning the backpack towards your back. One thing to remember is to adjust the load lifters. This can make such a massive difference in the way you fill your backpack and how easily you carry your load. Also, the backpack tends not to bounce that much when you adjust the load lifters correctly. I'm now going to give you a few other tips that you may find helpful. Don't underestimate the surface. You need to be aware that anything that is going to be sand or soft snow is going to be the toughest surface you're going to find. If you, like me, like hiking in Scotland, this also applies to boggylands because you sink in and it takes a lot more effort to walk than when the surface is straight or rigid. You can put a lot of mileage in tarmac very quickly. However, tarmac is the toughest on your feet. When walking in tarmac, make sure you take it easy and you don't overdo it, otherwise your feet may suffer. Likewise, this is very obvious, don't underestimate the gradient, but everyone think of it like when you go up the hill, that is gonna be tough, but I'm talking about when you go down the hill. When you go down the hill, you're gonna be more prone to falling off, so be careful. But the most important thing is look after your knees. I have met people who speed up when going down the hill because it's easier, but you really don't want to do that because that's the easiest way you can injure your knees, and you actually want to look after them because hopefully they should last you until the last day. So if you have to go over a fence, even if it looks easy, my advice is take off the backpack. Why? First, if you fall, it's just gonna be disastrous because you're adding the weight of your body to the weight of the backpack, and chances are you're gonna fall on your hands, on your forearms, or your elbows. You can regain your balance without the backpack a lot more easily. Have you ever fallen with a 25-30 kilos backpack? Well, if you fall on your hands, you may break your wrist. If you fall on your elbow, you may break your elbow or whatnot. Just listen to me. If there is a fence, it doesn't matter how easy it looks. Take off your backpack, throw it on the other side, and only then cross the fence and thank me later. I find low drop shoes to suit me so much better when I go rucking or backpacking. This is something you need to try for yourself, but I really encourage you to give it a try. Personally, I'm using a 4mm drop with my Saucony Exodus 10, and in the future I may switch to a 0 drop shoes, but anything around 4mm is already something pretty good. Give it a try and you'll find out for yourself. Consider buying a chest pocket if you go through hiking, and really thank me later. You just don't know how much more comfortable, how handy it is to have all those things that you are going to be using all day long just right there without having to take off the backpack. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a like so that I know you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions, just drop them down there in the comment section down below. And well, thanks for watching and supporting, and see you next time. Bye.